Famous MMA coach Javier Mendez talked about training sessions with Sergei Pavlovich. Pavlovich is a young heavyweight prospect who is going to fight for the title this week. He trained with Mendez a few years ago, and the coach is really happy about Pavlovich's improvement and is looking forward to his upcoming fights. Here is what he said. "I'm very excited for this fight. I used to train Sergei way back about 5-6 years ago. He was training with me and I saw the green in him. Meaning he was very green, but he was super talented. Very powerful. He had great striking, great power, and great attitude. He was so humble. I used to enjoy watching him go with Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier. Daniel would kind of like play with him. Only in the wrestling. No one could play with him in the stand-up. But in the wrestling and the grappling area, he was the junior to them. Daniel used to take him down and let him get back up, just to take him down again. It was rough for him on the ground. But in the stand-up, Sergei could hang with anybody. 6 years later, now we're talking about a different person. I'm sure Sergei's got everything." Sergei Pavlovich certainly seems to be the future of the heavyweight division. We'll have to wait and see if he can prove that in his upcoming fight against Tom Aspinall this week. In an interview leading up to his much-anticipated interim heavyweight title match against Tom Aspinall, Sergei Pavlovich shared his strong belief that the winner of this fight will be considered as a real champion of the division. Here is what he said. "For me, this is the legit title. If you look, or Tom looks at my past opponents, they're all tough, durable, strong guys. So, I think now Tom is the next step in front of me. He's the next step that I have to take to get further. If you look at me, if you look at what I do, we train hard to make sure we achieve that next goal. When it comes to the fight itself, there's going to be two big dudes, strong dudes, fighting each other. We don't know what is going to happen, but it's going to be a good fight. Then the fact that I'm tying a legend possibly on Saturday, that means I'm achieving some other goals that I set for myself, putting myself in the ranks of the greatest." Beneil Dariush talked openly about his recent defeat against Charles Oliveira. He shared his feelings of disappointment and his strong resolve to come back even stronger. 5 months ago, Dariush and Oliveira faced off in the octagon, where Oliveira secured a swift victory by finishing Dariush in the first round. Looking back on the fight, Dariush expressed his regret over his performance that night. Here is what he said. "Just I didn't show up that night. No matter how I look at it, I just didn't show up that night. That's the best way I could put it, unfortunately. I wish I did. I wish I put on a better performance, and I was more myself, but I just didn't look good. I can't think of anything I did well. All my losses sting. Honestly, I never get over my losses. That's also one of the reasons why I've got to where I got to. I never get over my losses. I just continue to dig and get better. As far as which one stings the most, obviously the Charles fight is the most recent, but I can still remember all my losses, and I want them all back." Fans can look forward to seeing a stronger Dariush in the octagon. He's determined and believes in himself, ready to tackle any challenges. Recently, the ongoing feud between Anthony Smith and Alex Pereira has heated up once more, as Smith said that Pereira is pretending to be someone he's not. Their rivalry started when Pereira called Smith washed up in social media. Things calmed down for a bit, but now the tension is back because of Smith's recent remarks. Here is what he said. "You would describe him as stoic, and I don't see him like that. It's silly. Do you know how hard you have to try to not smile in certain situations? Yeah, it's an act. I think he takes his job very serious. I don't know if he's acting, but he puts on this game face. He's kind of funny on his social media. You see clips of him with this weird statue. He has a sense of humor. Him and Glover Teixeira are super playful, but then you see him at this fight events, and on this stoic serial killer. No, you're not." Anthony Smith also mentioned that he'll be waiting for Pereira to call him out if Pereira wins his fight against Yuri Prochazka this week. It's yet to be seen if they'll be able to squash their beef inside the cage. Thanks for watching. If you're a fan of MMA, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss an update. Also leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Keep supporting the sport, and we'll see you in the next one.